Hello, Miss Taylor. And if Karen is around, please tell her that I said hello as well. So I've got my little microphone here, so I'm hoping that you'll be able to hear me clearly. And we have your gift that you sent us prominently displayed on one of our doors in the hallway going out into the courtyard. Thank you again. So, um, I have to let you know that a part of me found this, well, almost all of me found be doing a reading for you rather intimidating or difficult, just because I know Karen and because I knew David and I absolutely loved him and still do. So, um, I I'm going to do my best to remove myself and any feelings I have from this reading, and just give you um, uh, the explanation of the cards that come through. So, I've got two different decks. One is rooted in Norse mythology. This one really likes to talk about spiritual things and physical, practical matters. So, how you're processing the passing of your mother and how you're processing the passing of David, and the lessons that they taught you, how and where you are in your life physically. Now, this deck right here is all of our heart chakra. So this one's going to talk about all your emotions, all your feels. I do need to let you know that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that, oh, you can see in the mirror, the mirror behind me. Look at us. Um, I do have to tell you that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt the other day that I received a message from David. I know that I did, because it made me feel like I felt anytime I saw he and Karen. I would just get absolutely excited. Um, and but the message was so general that I wasn't really sure what to do with it. And it was I want, it was need. I need and I want for her, you, to be happy and to make the decisions that's going to make you happy. So you can see how that, oh, my screen just went dark. You can see how that would be a very general message, and that would be good for anyone. But I know that that's what I heard. Um, there was such a feeling of making decisions where we compromise our happiness, um, that it wasn't spoken in by him, but that's what I felt. I knew that's what he was referring to. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I do know that there's some choices that you have made lately that hasn't been to ensure your present happiness, and to ensure that as those future moments become the present moment, you're happy. And I understand that days are, we're going to have our ups and downs, and we're dealing with sadness, and it's normal. It's normal to have down days, and it's normal to have sad days. Um, but to intentionally delay that, or intentionally put other people ahead of us on a regular routine basis, to where our happiness is always compromised, is not healthy. Um, and yeah, so that was the message that I got, was such a concentration on happiness, because you never know, you just blink and we're gone. Um, okay, so let's go. I'm gonna do two like piles, and one's gonna be for any information that's coming through for your mom. I am getting information that there is an apology, and I firmly believe that almost every mother wants to apologize to their child, because unless you're just a psychopath, um, or a sociopath, You moms normally don't think that they did enough for their children, but there's definitely um, an apology here for I feel like I maybe left you with a babysitter. I'm actually getting that. I left you with a babysitter too much, or I did neglect you. I wasn't as present as I wanted to be, and I was too rigid in my thinking and too firm. So I don't know. Take that how you will, but I do get an apology for that. Um, so oh, that one jumped out. Let me go grab that one. And cards don't normally jump out with me, so I know that when they jump out, they definitely are doing it on purpose. It's because of the way that I shuffle. I hold my cards very intentionally, so I don't normally I'm normally not clumsy. So I know that when a card jumps out, it wants to come to the table. Yeah, this is the apology. This is the apology when she was in hard times and she was going through difficult situations, and the family was going through difficult situations. She wasn't as present, oh, whoa. Okay, so this card right here is it's called Not These, and it translates into English as need fire. It's when we need fire in our life. It's actual fire to keep warm, our necessities, or fire, our passion. And so I'm literally getting, I did not, she's not saying these words, but it's feeling like I did not set you up for success as much as you needed. So I don't know if that meant she didn't establish a college fund for you, or she didn't teach you about money, or she didn't teach you better coping skills and better peopling skills. But she's definitely saying she's apologizing for not setting you up better to deal with the difficulties in life. And she's also apologizing for not when you guys were going through the difficulties as a family, as when you were a little girl, for not being there, not being present. So I don't know if she physically wasn't there or if she mentally wasn't there, but she is apologizing for that. Okay, our what is our heart chakra have to say? Oh, she's definitely apologizing for not setting you up for success when it comes to money. That she didn't pass on better financial skills, and that she didn't pass on actual physical money to you. And so even if she did leave you a legacy. Or left you nothing when she passed away. She really wished that she, even though she's spirit, she has experienced this human form, and she understands the physical requirements, the physical needs of our bodies. And so she is acknowledging that she had a shortcoming when it came to finances and teaching you, and like I said, setting you up for better financial success when the time came when she was no longer here. Okay. Heart-wise, what do we have? Okay, I got two cards that were that were stuck together. One, this is called the Unseen. Looks a little scary right there. That's because hidden information is rather scary for us, and I need to let you know that with this card, when that one comes up and we're talking about somebody that's passed on, is you had no idea what she was dealing with. She kept a lot of things private, things that she had gone through in her life, and even if she was a talker, even if she did share her experiences, she didn't share everything. She didn't share how she had her emotions around her trauma. She didn't share all that. So when this card comes up, you cannot hold yourself responsible or feel any guilt whatsoever about what you didn't know. Okay? Because there are things with my children, I'll just take that information about myself to the grave. They don't need to know that their mama did XYZ. Oh, okay. Now, the other card that you got is called Water Flight. Normally, this card comes in when a person is going through some significant heaviness in their life, and they feel like they're weighted down so much that they're drowning. Um, this would be when we really need to reach out and get support from others. I don't think that your mom did this, and so she is realizing that now that her spirit has returned to like the greater, like to heaven or the greater consciousness, whatever you believe, that she is saying, we I needed that. And how important that is when we're living, is to have community support. So reaching out to someone that is professionally qualified to talk to, and get some mental health counseling, to get some additional resources on whatever this heaviness is that you have, because it is, I mean, if you see, it's a mermaid, but she looks like she's all tangled up, and she's all tangled up in her own hair and her own tail, when she doesn't need to be. No, that was a message from your mom. Okay. You don't have to do this alone. And it could be as simple as, now, we don't want to just put all of our info out on like social media all willy-nilly, but it could be, if it's in your budget to go see a mental health counselor, then by all means. I do think that an untraditional approach would probably be better, like a Reiki healer, an energy worker, a psychologist instead of a psychiatrist. Um, I am actually feeling for you even a life coach. I think that would be a great avenue. Now, if the budget doesn't allow that, then there's so many incredible courses that's out there now, even YouTube videos, and Facebook groups where you have group support. So whatever is the most pressing on your heart, whatever is the most difficult thing for you right now, is it, how do I handle my marriage? Is it, how do I handle career, or whatever? So think, what is the toughest thing that you're dealing with right now that you could really use some advice on? Search that out and find some groups, because these are people just like you that are dealing with the same thing, that will have incredible information, okay, and support and tips. Okay, now this is going to be for David. I just loved him. Every time I think about him, it's this big smile. He had an infectious smile, infectious, and absolutely loved Karen, loved her. It was, actually, you know what, to be honest, it was a little obnoxious, because every time I would see them, I would catch him looking at her, and he was always looking at her like he could just gobble her up, and that's incredible. Okay, so Mr. David, is there anything that you would like to, I think you just said thank you, but is there anything that you would like to say to Miss Taylor? I definitely just got like this image of you being so creative, so I know that your cross stitch isn't the only thing that you do. He said that, not me, because I only know your cross stitch. But he loved how creative you were, and your artwork. He loved that, because you could take something so mundane as a canvas or a thread or whatever you're working on, whatever your medium is, and you could bring art out of it. That's a gift. That is a gift. Your gift needs to be your gift needs to be shared more, and could probably even be turned into a side hustle if you're not already doing that. So what? All right, Mr. David, what do we have here? What do we have here? What do we have here? looks like I dropped another one. This is interesting. Um, and at first, I wasn't really sure where David was going with this, what message was going with this. I'm going to show you each card, and I would love for you to go and look up each of these names, each of these words, and maybe even do a journal about this, some writings about this, and see what resonates, see what additional things come out for you. This is all about you stepping into your power, you stepping into a leadership position in your own life and not allowing other people to be the leader. And that does not mean that you need to go and be, a warlord, or we need to be really outspoken and bold. And no, being a leader can be a quiet leader where you're leading yourself, but you are not allowing anyone else to make any decisions for you whatsoever. We are not compromising on our happiness. We are totally in control of this vessel in our life. So the two first cards that I have was, I got Odin, Odin, the All-Father, like the main god in Norse mythology. Okay, everyone looked to him. He was the head god, and he was quite selfish, actually, because he was just so hungry for knowledge and hungry for experiences. So don't compromise on what you want to do. You want to learn something new, go do it. Just figure out a way to make it fit into the family schedule or the family budget. Odin was hungry for experiences, the same thing. Go and experience, go on the trip, do the event or whatever. You want to start taking some stripper classes. Go and take the classes because you want to. This is Tyr-Waz. Tyr-Waz was named after the god Tyr, Tyr. This is spelled Teiwaz. This is when we are committed to ourselves, when our actions and our words line up. When Tyr was also a military commander, and he made an incredible sacrifice for his people. So this talks about the sacrifices in life that we make. Don't make so many sacrifices for others that you're not able to be present for yourself. I'm not sure if you've ever flown. You did some air travel before, but the flight attendants, one of the very first things they tell you is, in case of an emergency and the oxygen mask comes down, you want to put on your oxygen mask first, because if you don't, then you're going to pass out and you're not going to be able to help the other people around you. It sounds selfish when they tell you that, but you put on your oxygen mask first. Then if someone around you needs some help, you're of the right mind and you're of the capability to be able to help them. So this is true for you in your present life. Put on your oxygen mask first. Fill your cup first. Feed yourself first. You're not being selfish. And if someone thinks you are being selfish, number one, those are not your people. And they need to be educated. Okay? If someone has a problem with you feeding yourself first, putting on your oxygen mask first, then we need to question our relationship with that person. Do I need to be in a relationship person? Does this person need to be in my sphere? Or do I just need to have a sit-down conversation with my person? I'm hearing a ding, 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 like a bell behind me, like David is going, yes, 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 yes. It is the communication that must be present between a husband and a wife. Has to be present. And each partner putting themselves first so that they can come together and be great together. Because if this person is always putting themselves first and this one's not, this one's just going along like a little puppy dog, and they won't be fed. their life will just be empty, while this person is just having the best life ever. And this person is really selfish when they do that, instead of looking out for the greater good of the entire relationship. Okay, so yeah, David is like, we need to have a come to Jesus meeting. I don't know what's going on with your relationships, but he's like, we need to have a come to Jesus meeting with our partner and let our partner know what our dreams are. And let's plan together so each of us can accomplish our dreams. This is Yemiya. She is a voodoo goddess. It's called Loa here in the voodoo religion here in New Orleans, and it's great because the space in which I operate out of, it's located like almost right down at the river. So we've got all that water around us. But she was fabulous goddess of the water, extreme power there. So when she comes up and I'm reading for a female, what she's wanting you to do is to step into the power of being a woman. We're not trying to be a woman in a man's world. Taking on their habits. We're being a woman in our world, and we're bringing all of our soft skills to the forefront and living fully in our divine feminine. And in that is, how our aesthetic, how we take care of ourselves. It is how we take care of the environment around us. We want things that touch us to be, organized and clean and beautiful. It is also, feeling sexy. I have a hard time with that one. It is feeling sexy. It is listening to sensual music, clothing ourselves in things that feel really nice. It is standing in your truth and in your power. If somebody wants you to do something and you don't want to do it, you have absolutely no problem saying, no, I do not have the capacity in my mind or my heart or on my schedule to do that right now. Okay, so this is a very firm, very solid goddess. And so, yes, when she comes up, she is asking you to tap into your goddess of water, all those beautiful emotions, and to know that you can be, yes, you have complete permission to be both gentle, a gentle creek, a gentle stream, or to be a freaking tsunami and a hurricane when you need to. Okay, water can bring a lot of devastation. Water can also bring a lot of cleansing, a lot of healing, and a lot of refreshing. Tap into all sides of that. I do have one book recommendation. I'm actually reading it right now. Anytime this comes up, and you had another one too, both water flight, taking control of that water element. So my recommendation is, one, look up water element and write down all the things that resonate about water with you. I would also increase my water intake up to at least a half gallon, and see, and even make it affirmation water. Affirmation water is when you send positive energy into the water before you drink it. A lot of times I will write a sticky note onto my water jug, and rubber band it. And that has turned it into positive affirmation water. So I'm drinking this positivity. The book recommendation is by, her name is Shannon Lee. That's Bruce Lee's daughter. It's called Be Water, My Friend. And it's Bruce Lee's philosophy on life. And even if you don't follow martial arts or karate or anything like that, this book isn't about that. It is about, like I said, the philosophies that he had in life and paving your own way. Did you hear that? Paving your own way unapologetically. Okay, so the book is by Shannon Lee. Be Water, My Friend. All right, love. Well, my friend. So that is your reading. Now I am going to leave this open for you, so that if you have any an open way of communication. So if you have any questions or whatever, just feel free to email me. Okay. And this is a YouTube video link. So this is going to be private just for you. You can watch it as many times as you want to. Okay. All right, love.